Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to Vlogmas Day 10. I cannot believe we are finally at double digits. Anyway, today's video is going to be another Christmas bake with me. I posted one in December 2023 and I made Christmas cupcakes, which is exactly what we're doing today, except we are going to redeem ourselves. These Christmas cupcakes are going to be 10 times better. My sister's really good at baking, and whenever there's baking done in the house, it's always her that does it. So I'm determined to show that I can bake too, because half the time when I bake it's a flop. Not this time. They're gonna be good. It's a pretty dreary day today, which I actually kind of prefer for baking when it's rainy and cozy, because I'm literally in, I don't know if you can see, my Christmas PJs, and I'm just having a cozy day. Gonna do some baking. It's gonna be fun. I'm going to make chocolate cupcakes with red and green icing and Christmas sprinkles. Last time I made vanilla cupcakes. I'm not really a fan of vanilla cupcakes, to be honest with you. Like, chocolate cake's just superior, always. I should have done red velvet. That would have been good because it's more festive. Oh well, I have found a chocolate cupcake recipe on BBC Good Foods. I basically always go on there for recipes. And I don't actually have any of my own buttercream, so I will have to make my own icing. But I think we have icing sugar anyway. Okay, let's get started. I'm so excited. Oh, my ring light's falling. There we go. So we need, the recipe will be linked in the description, by the way. But we need 100 grams of plain flour, yeah, 20 grams of cocoa powder. I actually think we have like dark cocoa powder. It's in our top shelf, which is the baking shelf, and I'm short, so we're gonna have to climb on the bench to get it. Dark cocoa powder, there we go. Actually, I'm gonna use gluten-free flour because my sister's celiac, so then she can eat them. Yeah, we have got enough. Rather than normal flour, we've got gluten-free plain white flour, so I'll use that. But whilst I make the cupcakes, I asked you guys on my Instagram what assumptions you have about me, so I'm going to respond to those whilst I make the cupcakes. Alexa, play me some Christmas music. Okay, the first thing we need is 100 grams of flour. So I've got my scale, and as I say, we'll use gluten-free flour. Right, let me get the assumptions up. Okay, the first assumption is that you like to be organised. I feel like for this one, yes, I like to be organised. Am I always organised? No. I think I was really organised in secondary and sixth form. Like, for school, I was pretty organised. But I think recently, like, I'm just not that organised. I like to be organised. I feel better when I'm ahead of myself and I plan everything out. But I'm not always organised. Genuinely, why is that ring light always dying? It's a new one and the battery life is horrid. Anyway, see about the whole need to be organised. If I was more organised, the ring light would be on full charge and it wouldn't have died already. There you go. Next we need 20 grams of cocoa powder. There's something so satisfying about using a sieve. Like, sifting out all the ingredients just makes me happy. There's something weirdly therapeutic about baking too, I think. Which is why I should do it more often, but I just haven't been. Right, then we need 140 grams of caster sugar. Okay, the next assumption is that you're a really good dancer. I've been doing contemporary now for what, 2 years I think? Before that I did ballroom and Latin American and Irish dancing, and for both of them I feel like it's quite different to contemporary in terms of like technique and what you're taught. I'd say I've gotten a lot better. Like, if you were to compare me when I first started to me now, I'd say I'm better, but I don't know whether I'd say I'm necessarily like a great contemporary dancer. I try my best, but I see some videos of people dancing on TikTok and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're incredible. Not quite at that level yet, but you gotta start somewhere. Practice makes perfect. And thankfully, because I am on a gap year, I have an extra year at my dance school, which I'm really pleased about. I have a couple, no actually I think it is just the one video of me dancing on my Instagram. So I think I'd just say, you can be the judge yourself if you want to go watch that. But yeah, I don't dance professionally or like do competitions or anything. I literally just do it for fun, something that I enjoy, and I'd like to keep it up. Back to the caster sugar, 140 grams. Next, we need half a teaspoon of baking powder. And I think that's all for dry ingredients. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna mix these. So I'm just gonna make a little well in the middle and then we can add the wet ingredients, starting with 40 grams of unsalted butter. And then the other wet ingredients are milk, 1 egg, vanilla extract. Okay, butter is melted, so we're just gonna add that into the dry ingredients. And then I need 120 milliliters of whole milk, which I think 2 of these little ones. Question of the day in the comments, what is everyone's favourite thing to bake? I want to know. Give me some ideas of things that I can try baking. We're gonna need 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract and an egg. Okay, whilst I mix this, the next assumption is you have a favorite book series that feels like home. Well, I used to read all the time, like all the time. I was a huge bookworm as a kid, and I hardly read now. I actually think I read like 3 books this entire year. I just got into a bit of a reading slump and just have not got out of it. But when I was younger, my favorite book series by far was Harry Potter. I was obsessed with Harry Potter, to the point that I forced my entire year 5 class to recreate the movie. I wonder if they still have it on the iPads in the library at my primary school in Australia. Anyone from my primary school in Australia watching this, I don't know if you are, I do apologise. I don't know if anyone else will remember that. But yeah, definitely Harry Potter, that book series was my absolute favourite when I was younger. To be honest, I've not really read that many other series, like individual books, there's plenty. But book series, really the only one that I absolutely love is Harry Potter. I can't say I've read that many others. Oh, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, that trilogy. I haven't read the last one. I have it, I just haven't read it. That's on my TBR. But the first book was really good. I don't even know if I read the second one. And there's a show now, isn't there? I should watch that. But yeah, I haven't really read that many book series. If you have any recommendations, please tell me, I'd love to know. Right, that is the batter done. It looks amazing. I am one of those people, I will just eat raw cake batter. So I'm sorry, look away. Oh my gosh, so good. I'm gonna add a little bit of red food colouring. I don't know if it's gonna make much of a difference because obviously the batter is already quite dark, but just for the fun of it, I'm gonna see if it does anything. And then I'm also gonna add this entire bag of milk chocolate chips. Do I have brownie batter on my face? It's not even brownie, what is it? Chocolate cupcake mix, that's it. Right, here we go. All of the chocolate chips. Oh my gosh, I didn't preheat the oven. Oops, I'll do that now. Right, 175 degrees will preheat to. Okay, I've got the cupcake tray out and then a mixture of silicone and paper cupcake cases that I'm just gonna put on the tray, and then we can equally divide the batter into all of the cases. Okay, batter is all divided. Once the oven's preheated, I'm going to pop them in for 20 to 25 minutes. I'll check them at 20 and put them back in if they need to be in for a little bit longer, but they're looking good. I feel like I make quite a bit of a mess when I'm baking, so I'm going to clean up as I go along. So whilst I'm waiting for the oven to finish preheating, I can put all of this stuff away and start to wash up so that I'm not left with a huge mess at the end. And I've got to try and stop myself from eating all of that leftover batter because I'm so tempted, not gonna lie. Whilst I'm waiting for the oven to preheat, I'm gonna answer the last 2 assumptions so I don't forget. Someone said you put academics first before social plans. So I'm not actually at school anymore. I finished year 13, which is the last year of 6th form in the UK, in June, and I am now on a gap year, and I don't know 100% what I will be doing next year in terms of whether I go to uni, whether I go traveling, whether I get an apprenticeship. I have lots of different options and I'm kind of in the process of figuring out my next steps at the minute, but currently I'm not in academics, if you know what I mean. Like I'm not prioritizing academics over social plans because I don't have any academics. And then the last assumption for this video is you enjoy traveling and want to see new places. I really want to go solo traveling at some point, hopefully soon. I think it's something that I would find quite daunting, but I think that's exactly why I need to do it, push myself out of my comfort zone. I'd love to go back home for a bit, back home being Australia for me, because I haven't seen my friends and family there in so long, so it would be nice to go back and also just explore, because I lived on the Gold Coast, but I never really left Queensland or New South Wales. I've never even been to Sydney, and there's so many things that I guess I took for granted whilst I was living there that now that I've been away for so long, I'd love to go back and actually appreciate. But absolutely yes, love traveling, lots of new places I want to see. I'd love to travel around Southeast Asia and then do Europe with one of my friends from Australia. So we'll see if that materializes in the next couple years or so. But yeah, that was the last assumption to answer. So the oven has literally just ticked off. It's ready, preheated, so I can put the cupcakes in. Alexa, set cupcake timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes later.
Okay, I've left the cupcakes to cool for quite a while now, so I'm gonna make the icing and decorate them. Also, it's raining even more now. The weather is so miserable. It's been chucking it down all day. I found just a regular plain vanilla buttercream recipe. So we need 250 grams of softened butter, 500 grams of icing sugar, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and approximately 1 tablespoon of milk. All of which ingredients I have here ready to go. And then up here in the cupboard somewhere, yes, I've got red and green food colouring. So I'll split the icing once I've made it into 2 separate bowls and colour it red and green for Christmas. Right, I'm going to start by melting the butter. I'll just measure it first. Oh my days. The consistency is actually okay as it is, so I'm not adding any milk. I'm just going to add vanilla extract and probably more icing sugar, to be honest, because it's kind of runny and I want it to be thicker, because this is what it's looking like at the minute. It's just actually, I don't know if it just needs a bit more whisking. I'll keep whisking it for a bit and then see. Right, taste test. That tastes like icing. I'm going to split into 2 bowls and add the food colouring now. Got 2 bowls, 2 spoons, red and green icing. Here we come. It's just a really dark pink, but I've added loads of food colouring, so we might just have to go with this, to be honest with you. Right, I've mixed the icing. We've got a kind of weird looking green and a dark pink, but it's gonna do. So now it's time for the best part, which is obviously decorating them. I'm not doing any sort of fancy piping because my baking skills aren't quite up to that level. I'm literally just gonna scoop the icing on top of the cupcakes and then put some Christmas sprinkles on. And then they're done. This one came out kind of dodgy, look at that. Oops. Now looking at it, I actually think we have way too much icing for just 12 cupcakes. So I think the ratio of cupcake to icing is going to be like 90% icing, 10% cake. Alright, they're done. This is what the finished cupcakes look like. I can't say that they're the most appealing looking cupcakes I've ever seen. However, I'm hoping they taste better. There's still quite a bit of leftover icing, but honestly, this icing tastes disgusting. But we'll find out exactly what they taste like, because for the last part of this video, it's gonna be a taste test. I'm gonna try one of them. I'm gonna have one of the ones with green icing, not red icing. This is the one I've chosen. I forgot to put red food colouring in the actual cake batter. It doesn't look very red, it just looks like a chocolate cupcake. Why can't I peel the wrapper off it? It's not coming off. I feel like it's super dry. You know what it is? It's the chocolate chips that have like stuck to the bottom of the cases. It tastes more like a chocolate brownie than a cupcake. Like, it's really dense. The icing's nice, but also like, look, the chocolate chips have stuck to the bottom of the cupcake cases. That doesn't even look edible, that bit. I'm gonna vote unsuccessful. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. Oh well, it was fun to make them. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna eat them. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. I now need to clean up and work out what I'm doing with these cupcakes that are kind of a flop, to be honest with you. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications so you're notified every single time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for the next day of Vlogmas. Bye!